Hi, everybody. It's Jean Humbrecht with Humbrecht Law, criminal and traffic defense attorney in Manassas, Virginia. Welcome to my Wednesday weekly local business spotlight. Today, I have a very special guest, Talya Conroy from the Art Factory. And Talya is nice enough to join us and give us some information after coming back from what sounds like a very fun vacation. And she's coming right back into work having to do this. So Talya, I'm gonna turn it over to you to tell us a little bit about yourself and the Art Factory. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna share our video on my different Facebook groups.
Okay, cool. So, hi everyone. My name is Talya Conroy. I just wanted to, first of all, say thank you so much to Jean for giving us this opportunity to share a bit about the Art Factory this afternoon. The Art Factory is a non-profit arts organization that enriches our community through everything the arts. Our community meaning Prince William County, the city of Manassas, Manassas Park, and beyond, because we have so many visitors that come and help and spend time with us. We offer so many things at the Art Factory. We offer over 150 visual art classes every year, 160 performing art classes every year, and those are for ages 5 and up to the very young at heart and seniors as well. We have 3 theatre companies, a children's theatre company called Pied Piper Theatre. We've got our adult community theatre called Rooftop Productions, and we also have our primetime players, which is for seniors 55 and up. We also have a free gallery where there is no entry fee to come in, and we exhibit around 9 to 12 shows every year, including our Off the Wall competition, which is a high school arts competition, which is very popular. And then, of course, we are really focused on community outreach at the Art Factory. It is our mission so that people understand that art is not a luxury, that it is a necessity. So we also try to solidify funding so that we can go and help people in underserved communities be able to have access to us and our services for free. So that was a real small description of all the things that we do. Of course, we also do incredible community events. Some events are coming up actually very soon, and you're also able to rent our space. We have a beautiful building. We're right in the heart of downtown historic Manassas, right by the train track. We're very convenient with a parking lot right next door across the train track. So, there's just so many things happening at the Art Factory all the time.
That is a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
But I told you that I was going to probably think of a lot of questions based on your description. Now, obviously, I know a little bit about the Art Factory, but I'm going to ask some questions for those who may not know, and then also to clarify some things. So you mentioned the performing arts classes. So can you give us some examples of
Absolutely.
what?
So, we have things that are for very young children, theatre games and things like that for children to start being confident and comfortable learning those soft skills with communication and performance and memorization. All the way up to intermediate and advanced, theatre classes, acting classes. But then we also have the technical side of things where we do cosplay, costume design, stage management, lighting, voiceovers and things like that. So we have also become very popular with our improv classes and our stand-up classes for adults, which actually branched into a huge comedy series where around 8 times a year we have local improv groups come, and you can have a date night with a fun improv show here at the Art Factory. So that's kind of what we offer. We also have a very robust summer program session where we're offering, theatre classes. We also offer intensives where children sort of learn to put on a show in the span of 2 months and then get a huge performance at the end, 3 or 4 performances. So we have something for everyone, and whether it's something for everyone in terms of your age or something in terms of your background and capability with performing arts. And we also have a robust dance department as well, where we offer ballroom and we offer swing, and so that's also something that's a massive part of us too. I'm exhausted even talking about it.
So about the classes, if somebody enrolls in a class, let's say it's some sort of theater class,
Okay.
is there or even a dance class? Is there like a recital, or is there a
No,
performance
so
they do at the end?
it depends on the class, right? So if our dance classes are more drop-in. If you're someone who wants to take a series of classes, you can also do that, and there's a fee for that as well. There's no dance recital or anything like that for the adult swing and the ballroom. It's just if it's something that you love to do, or you want a special date night or something, we're there for you. The only ones that really do performances are probably classes that are in the summer, or if they're on spring break, where you're doing like a musical theatre conservatory and you put on a show at the end, to sort of show what you've learned. All those amazing intensives that we do around 5-6 times a year, where you're actually learning to put on a whole show. In the summer, we do two huge, massive musical intensives. Last year, we did Disney's Descendants, and we did Addams Family, the musical. And in 3 weeks, 40 children have to get together with a director and a choreographer and a music director and stage and designing, and put on a show at the Hilton Performing Arts Centre in 3 weeks.
Oh.
So that's also something really exciting as well. And what's great about the intensives is there's no auditions. Right. So if your child is, 8 years old and has never really had a role, had a part in something, if you sign your child up for it, you're guaranteed to be in the show because it's a summer intensive. So that's something that we love to do as well, because that takes the stress out of auditioning for shows, because that can be, cause a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, that's really awesome that that's an option. I'm trying to remember back when I was a child. I remember auditioning for things and it didn't go well. And I don't remember if there was any. Oh, and there was. I did a summer camp. It was dance, and it was 2 weeks, and there was a performance at the end. I actually forgot about that until just now.
Yeah, see. I mean, and actually, my journey at the Art Factory started out when I moved to America when I was 11 years old. So I came from a very large family. My parents moved to America. I was the youngest sibling and the only one who was, age appropriate to come. And leaving a big family like that was kind of intense for an 11-year-old. And they opened up the Journal Messenger, which was at the time in the city, said, oh, the Centre for the Arts, which is our legal name at the Art Factory, is putting on Pied Piper is doing a show. It's Oliver Twist. That would be perfect for Talya coming from the UK. And I auditioned, and actually that's where I made all of my friends when I moved to America. I was at the Art Factory for a good 5 years until I sort of went off and focused on high school theatre and things like that. And so, yeah, it's been a part of my journey, my entire American life, this place.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So a question about the intensives. Nobody has to audition. You just sign up. But are there other, is that only for children? Are there things that adults can do where they audition or just sign up, like to be in a play?
Sure. So, our Rooftop Productions is an audition-based community theatre, and it's robust. And like right now, we're having 2 productions going on in rehearsals right now. You've got Kinky Boots, which is an incredible musical, and we're also in the midst of rehearsing for White Christmas, the musical. So, that is a sort of a robust community theatre where you audition. It can be a bit competitive, but when you look at the 55 and up, anyone could participate in primetime plays. We do smaller 1-act plays, sometimes a full play, and with the improv and theatre classes, you're also able to kind of dabble in it without having to audition for anything. And some of those improv and stand-up classes then do little things at the end of the workshop as well, where they do like a fun comedy night, sort of showing off the skills that they've learned with improv.
Okay. That's cool. I've already thought of so many things I want to get involved in.
Oh, good.
And I really like the idea of the dance classes too. So the next time, is there a schedule for when those are going to start up again?
They are already happening. It's already happening. They're up online right now. When you go to our website, there are multiple actually places where you can access things. You've got programming, you've got classes and camps. And so wherever you click, you're going to be able to find things that you need, and you can register there for the dance classes. Another great thing that we offer is meditated drumming. So Carol Hart, who is an incredible friend, but an incredible supporter of the Art Factory, she used to be the fine arts director for the Manassas City Public Schools, and she's a drummer. And so we did a huge wellness series with the support of UVA Health last year, and one of those classes was meditative drumming for focus and relaxation, and it's picked up so much that people wanted us to actually offer a series just based on that. So that's another really cool class that people can take to kind of dabble in the arts and relaxation and you know.
And are there also actual art classes like painting and things like that?
150 of them.
Oh, okay. I won't ask you that.
What's really great about the Art Factory is we are able to offer things to everybody, no matter if you haven't picked up a pencil or a paintbrush ever, or those that are, you know, pretty advanced and incredible artists. We offer a range for everybody, right? So, you know, and once again, that's ages, you know, very young to the young at heart, right? We offer that watercolor, you know, we do, you know, acrylics and things like that, but we also offer some really other fun things. We have a digital media lab where we have, you know, 9 to 10 really state-of-the-art computers where people are able to do graphic design, you know, photograph adjustments. We open it up to do Canva classes for local entrepreneurs who are looking to be able to market themselves but necessarily don't have the money to really have a huge budget for someone to do marketing for them on their behalf. We also do a lot of anime classes in there where people are able to create their own anime characters and then sort of transpose that onto the computer to start making them move virtually and things like that. So that's really, really great that we have that as well. So and then of course we do like Dungeons and Dragon classes. I mean, it's just sort of endless, the amount of things that we offer. The cosplay classes, we're looking to do a future holiday ornament classes, gingerbread house decorating. So you know, that we offer such a variance to everybody. For those that are really like expert, they have their own supplies sort of thing, to those that just want to dabble. I mean, I have never picked up a paintbrush, and I took the paint your pet in acrylics, and I was really concerned, like, how can I take this photograph and make it a painting? And with our incredible educators that we have, over 4 weeks I came home with a gorgeous painting that's now worthy to actually hang up on the wall, you know. So that, we're very blessed to have the instructors that we do, and those artists and instructors are made up of local teachers, you know, local community advocates of the arts, which is another exciting thing, because we then get to turn around and pay local artists and pay local educators to continue our mission in the arts.
Well, before we go on, I just want to say that Jimmy Conroy loved the video. And he said hi. And also,
guy watching. No.
And also Kelly Vatour, she said it was a great class. I'm not sure which one she was referring to.
She took the painting class with me, and I have her stuff here to give her. She took the painting class with me for painting your pets, so it was a lot of fun.
So anybody out there who's watching who has any questions for Talya,
appropriate one,
even Jimmy, I suppose, appropriate questions, feel free to type them in the chat and I'll ask them. But there are a few specific things I wanted to ask about. You mentioned artists displaying their work at the Art Factory. Is that something that anybody can submit a piece of art?
Well, okay, so there's a few ways that works, okay? So typically at our gallery, with the popularity that we have, we usually are a year out, okay? Which that's not bad. You know, a lot of artists need time to get, if they don't already have a huge sort of backup of everything, that takes time for them to get ready for a show and prep. So what they would do is simply reach out to us and say that they're interested, and then they would fill out a proposal. Our gallery director, who is incredible, would reach out to them, sort of discuss things with them, and then you go from there. But for those artists that don't necessarily have such a huge wheelhouse to be able to do a whole show, because that is very daunting, you know, we have a shop. We have a shop in our gallery where local artists are able to place their items in our shop for sale, and we're very open to that too. I do know down the line, hopefully next fall, we're going to actually have like sort of a pop-up gallery exhibit, which we haven't done. I actually don't think we've ever done before, where we can put a call out versus someone having such a, you know, rigid application. It's more like, all right, we're putting a call out for artists who wants to come, let's take a look at your work and put it on the wall, right? So we're excited to sort of expand and do something like that as well.
Okay, awesome. And you mentioned something about being able to rent out the space or use the space.
Yeah, so we have some incredible spaces in our building. Obviously, we have the first floor that's the gallery, right? So it's wonderful. A lot of, local businesses, the city of Manassas, Prince William County. There's a lot of people that, want to use our space for the gallery. There's incredible lighting in there as well that can change colors. So it's really awesome. We actually have a wedding coming up this weekend.
Oh, wow.
And they have the ceremony in the gallery, and then they have the party in the theatre upstairs. We also have a lobby in the theatre that holds, a good 15 people to sit down if you had a small business meeting you wanted to do. And then, of course, our computer lab is available for rent, right? So if you have a business where, you need people to be access to the computers to see you on Zoom and sort of do that, we have the capabilities to do that as well. If you just needed to have, 9 really great computers and get people out of the office. So yeah, we have space for that as well. But obviously, with what I've described in the past 10 minutes, the amount of programming, it gets booked up quick, right? So we try and do our best.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome that all of that is available. And so my next question is, if somebody doesn't want to take a class or come to a performance, which shame on you, is there another way that they can help to support the Art Factory?
There are so many ways to support the Art Factory. In fact, we are built on our volunteer community at the Art Factory. Okay, we have 50, 100, hundreds of volunteers who come and help us, whether that be a docent who is sitting at our front desk to greet people, whether that is people helping the Art Factory when we do a free gallery reception, because every time we have an exhibit, we do a free gallery reception where there's food, drink. We also offer free artist talks where you're actually able to meet one-on-one with the artists and chat with them for free. And so we need people to volunteer to help us with that. We need people to help volunteer backstage, whether if you don't want to see the performance, maybe you don't want to be in the show, but you want to kind of be backstage and help build sets in our set shop, or help with costume construction. And then for those that, just want to see what we're doing and support us, you liking us on our social media pages and sharing when we put things out, that really helps us get the word out about who we are. At the end of the day, as I said, the most important thing is that art is accessible to everybody, no matter what background or what walk of life you come from. And so that philanthropy is incredibly important so that we can ensure that everybody has accessibility. So it may be, all right, you don't want to spend money on a class, but maybe you want to sponsor a child to take an art class. Right. So that was what UVA did last year that was incredibly helpful and amazing for us, is that they gave us a grant that we were able to offer classes at like 75% discount to everybody in our community. And for half the class registrations, it was given free to those in underserved communities or those in crisis. And the way we identified those people was through a referral program, whether they were referred to us by the police, social services, Title I schools, doctors, nurses. So that was something that was so incredible and so very popular that actually UVA won an award for it, that, we want to kind of continue that sort of giving to be able to offer our services to those in need.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome that children can be able to participate even if they don't have the funds for what everybody else would pay for the classes.
It's very important to us.
Yeah. I mean, I don't recall that being available when I was younger, but then at the same time, I probably would have been paying attention to the cost of the class.
Right.
But
go ahead.
I think that is something. I think it's great that the Art Factory is doing that and giving that opportunity. And as far as I'm aware, not a lot of places do that. So the fact that you do that and it's open to everyone, I think is so beneficial, because nobody will feel like they can't go because they can't afford a class or a program.
Right. The other part of that, the other caveat of that is that we want to ensure that everybody feels at home here. It's our Art Factory. We are the cornerstone of the entire arts community, with whichever medium you practice or like or enjoy. And to be the cornerstone of something and really advocate that you're the cornerstone means that you have to make sure everybody feels at home, which means, everyone should see themselves on that stage, no matter what they look like in the audience. They want to see themselves on the stage. It's not just the same actors, the same people, the same background, right? Stories need to be told from multiple facets of life, right? Not just, I love Cinderella, so I don't want to get in trouble with Disney. Not just Cinderella, right? You want to do shows that spark a conversation in the community, like we're doing Kinky Boots, like we did with Meet Vera Stark, which was a play about a 1930s African-American actress breaking the stereotypes back in Hollywood in the 1930s and watching her career progress in the 70s. And we want to do those things that spark conversation, and it's incredibly important to us. That's also the same thing with the people who are in our gallery. Right, we want a diverse array of artists in our gallery telling so many different stories, right? And I think to call yourself a cornerstone or an art advocate, you have to do that.
That's awesome. I just wanted to tell everybody that I pulled up the website and I put a link in the chat, but just to give you an example of things that are coming up, there's a playwriting workshop tomorrow. There's salsa dance night tomorrow at Aroma Wine Tasting. There's a watercolor class. There's a drawing class. There's a children's music class. There's anime, an artist reception, and that's just what's coming up in the next week. So
yeah, that doesn't include the rehearsals, right? Or the events that have been rented. So we are.
Yeah.
What I'm very blessed with is, my team is small but mighty, right? There are 5 full-time employees here. You've got the gallery director, the education director, theatre director, me, our incredible administrator. You have an amazing marketing person who works, part-time. And the rest is our teachers, right? Our instructors that we rely upon to provide an amazing service to the community, and also our volunteers that we would be nowhere without.
Well, that's awesome. And the fact that you have so many volunteers and people that are willing to give their time to do so many different things. There's so many ways you can help at the Art Factory. But one other question I wanted to ask, if somebody wanted to just financially help, what would that look like? And can they, be a sponsor? Or what do you call that?
Yes, I would take anybody's money at any time. No, for us, we have multiple ways that you can give. For corporations, for example, we have a detailed, tiered sort of opportunity where we understand that there's got to be something in it for you, right? And so we do that by mass advertising and mass shout outs for you, from videos with you like you're kindly doing today with me, to being in the programs, to having classrooms named after you, to, there's so many opportunities for spotlights for businesses. And then of course for, foundations, you've got to remember the Art Factory, while we have so much programming and that the income really helps with our budget, as a non-profit, we're also relying on government grants and foundations and business sponsorships and, private, just regular people to give, And so as someone who's come from corporate banking for 17 years, I also kind of know what businesses want, right? So I'm also, while I have a tiered package, I'm also able to sort of negotiate and do what I need to do so that our donor is happy and that we get what we need to ensure that we're here for another 40 years. We're going into our 40th anniversary this year, and so we're so excited.
That's awesome. 14 years.
40.
40. Oh my gosh. Wow. 40.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a big 40-year celebration?
We kindly already have some amazing sponsors that we're going to do a press release about and a shout out about. There's so many things coming up in our 40th. We're having a dinner murder mystery gala here at the Art Factory in February. And every sort of event that we do and every show that we do is going to have like a bit of a spin to it. I'd love to go over our upcoming events if I have, a few more, like a minute or two as well.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to ask if there was anything for Halloween, but tell us about anything you want.
So we are doing a Haunted Hallows ghost tour on October 13th and 14th. It's where groups of 25 people are taking on an actor-led tour through downtown historic Manassas, where you go into the shops where other ghosts may be, and you see them do like an acting bit or, you know, a fun skit. We're also going to have the Sanderson sisters doing something upstairs in our theater as well. We're going to have food vendors outside. It's going to be an amazing, fun night. Last year it was sold out. We did one night with 2 tours, so this year we're going to do 2 nights of it. So hopefully everyone will have the opportunity to see it. We're also rolling out our Trees for the Arts, where people can decorate trees and wreaths, and then they go onto an online bidding platform during our performances of White Christmas the musical. That's another great fundraiser that we're going to do. And then, of course, you know, we have our shows coming up, right? We've got Finding Nemo that's happening at Metz Middle School the weekend of Fall Jubilee in the city, so October 7th. We have Kinky Boots going up, you know, the weekend of October 21st. We've got Haunted Hallows on the 14th and the 13th. And then we roll into White Christmas, which is rolling out on Thanksgiving weekend for 3 weekends. So we're very busy and we're just really excited about it. We're excited for the future.
Well, that's awesome. And I don't know if you know, but it's now within walking distance from my house.
Oh,
My
good.
I live across, well, I live close, let's just say that. So yeah, I can easily participate in any of these things. The Haunted Hollow Ghost Tour sounds awesome.
It's awesome. Essentially, you go online, you get to choose the ghost host that you want, right? So you can be led by Marie Laveau, Jack the Ripper, Ivar the Boneless, who is a Viking, La Lorna, right? So she's like, you know, the famous South American sort of ghost. And then, you know, we have Bloody Mary as well. So you choose the ghost host and they take you around the shops. And it's also another way for the Art Factory to give back. We have such incredible neighbors, whether that's Shining Soul, The Things I Love, you know, our incredible friends at the museum, Filigreen. And so it's a way for us to also promote them at the same time while going into those shops. So it's going to be brilliant. We're really excited about it.
Well, I'm definitely going to be at the ghost tour. I'm not sure. I think Jack the Ripper. I don't know. That sounds the most
brilliant. Because when we go down Opera Alley, right behind The Things I Love, and we do a cool bit there. It's really cool. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen things over the last few years. You know, the murder mystery dinners and all that stuff. I mean, and just looking at the calendar, I mean, there's just so much there. You can find, like you said, something for anybody, whatever your interest is. If you want to see a performance, if you want to meet an artist, if you want to take a class that you've never done before in your life. So,
well, we take our responsibility very seriously. You know, the Prince William County government and Manassas City government, you know, provide us with so much support. You know, this building is in the city of Manassas, and we have a responsibility to ensure that we are utilizing this incredible building to the best of our ability with the gift that the city gives us, right? And so the more programming and variants of programming will be able to speak to all the citizens and all the community around us. You know, I mean, the Art Factory is blessed. We typically have nearly, you know, sometimes over 40,000 people a year come through our doors, right, and take part in our programs or visit. And so we have a responsibility to uphold with the kindness that our local government gives us.
That's very true. And everything that you do is so great for the community. And I know personally that the Art Factory, thanks to Talya, opens their doors to so many different groups that can come in and have their events there, because sometimes it's difficult for a group to find a place to meet. And being in the heart of Manassas and exposing people to the Art Factory who may not have been there before, obviously it's a great thing that you do. So thank you for that. I've been obviously to so many different networking groups that meet there.
Yeah, I mean, that was something that was really important to me when I came here, is as someone who networked in corporate banking for a significant amount of time, it was so hard to get the eastern side of the county and the western side of the county together to be able to refer business and make deals across the table. So I was in the prime location to create a networking group with a few other people called Business Lunch Connections, where every second and fourth Tuesday of the month you get to bring your packed lunch, because sometimes you forget to eat when we're so busy and in the day, and sort of sit, have your lunch, you know, refer business to each other and communicate with the East and the West and the city and the park, Manassas Park as well, you know, and kind of be a hub for businesses to be able to meet as well. It's important that we can provide that to our community, because it's those businesses that are in turn going to come back and support me and our
Exactly.
organization, right? So it is sort of cyclical on how you give.
That is true. Well, we've talked about so much.
I know.
And I know that there is so much more detail. I mean, there
should be
really
a
is
part
so much
two.
more. There really is so much more detail we could go into. But
Yeah.
is there anything else that you want to tell us about the Art Factory that I haven't asked, or you want to go into more detail about?
You've asked so many great questions, and to be honest, I could just speak for hours, and we don't have that. But I would also take a look on our Facebook. Please follow us on Facebook. Please follow us on Instagram. And from the Art Factory Facebook, you'll then be able to be connected to Rooftop Productions Facebook, Pied Piper Children's Theatre Facebook, and things like that. We also, just today, we offered free story time at the rooftop, right? So where pre-K children and homeschool children come in and have story time with seniors and stuff. So just keep on the lookout, because there's lots of things that you can come to the Art Factory for that, doesn't cost anything either. Mm-hmm. So I would just want to say thank you for the opportunity to sort of chit chat about our beautiful space and our beautiful organization. And I look forward to seeing more people coming.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming on, Talya. And I do invite local businesses that I like to support or I'm trying to support to come on to my Facebook Live, because it's just a free, easy way to get the word out there to some people who might not otherwise know. We can't know about everything and all the different opportunities. And I've been at the Art Factory and I've looked at the website before, but I still learned a lot of new things today. So.
Yeah, I'm still learning too. But thank you so much for doing this for us, because everything counts and everything helps.
Of course. Oh, Debbie Lane Jewell was here. She said, great show.
Oh, I love her.
Hi, Debbie.
I owe her a phone call. That reminded me. Thanks, Debbie.
All right, Debbie, thanks for speaking up. She's going to call you. All right, Talya, I forgot to tell you before we started that when I end the stream, you and I can still be here, even though we won't be live. So I just want to tell you, don't click off yet. Okay. All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for tuning in, and everybody for the comments. Debbie, Greg Mills was also here. Jimmy, Kelly Vitor. Thank you guys all for watching. We really appreciate it. So I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.